Hello, BookTube. I'd like to do a little bit of a book chat about a buddy read I'm having with Elena Macrodana. It's the second volume in the Dragon Riders of Pern trilogy, and it's Dragon Quest. So each week we're reading 4 chapters. Will get us through the book in a month, and we did the same thing, 4 sections with the first book, which was Dragon Flight. This is Dragon Quest by Anne McCaffrey. It's, excuse me, it is a Ballantine book out of New York, and this is from 1971, and it's the sixth, well actually it's the 6th printing of September 1976. So it continues the story of the Dragon Riders of Pern. So you have a red sun-like object, a star, that when it gets close to the planet Pern, drops spores called thread that eat organic matter. And it had been a 400-year gap since the last time this had happened in the story, and as time had gone on, the inhabitants had largely forgotten the consequences of not being prepared. And there was traditions about how close plant material could get to the holds where the people lived. There were crafting guilds. There's the dragon wares, is where the dragon riders live separately from the regular population. And traditions dictated a lot of the defense of Pern. And then there's the dragons, which are genetically modified from native lizards that look like dragons, and they could go, they call between. So if you go in between, it's a nothingness, and that will kill the thread. If it has injured you, it'll just shatter it. And it allowed them to travel not only in space but in time, so they could reappear at a different part of Pern, appear where the thread was falling from the sky almost like rain, and do their attack. They would belch out fire after eating these what they're called firestones. So in the first book, like I say, I don't want to give any spoilers, but the first book we were introduced to a few characters. Flower and Fenor are dragon riders. Lessa becomes the rider of a queen. They are at Brendanweir, which is one of the weirs. The other weir is being abandoned over time, and no one knows why. And in this second volume, Dragon Quest, the fast pace, the adventure, and the world building continue at a high level. And we're learning even more and more about Pern, where the nature of the thread and the nature of their society, because that tradition had protected the people for so long, but time and people, lives have passed, time has gone on. You can become too hidebound by tradition. Innovations aren't made, and all this is explored in great detail in the novels. You need tradition and you need innovation is readily apparent in these books, and that tension between the two is very interesting. The characters, Lessa and Flower, are big in this, but we have some other characters from the previous book, like Fenor and a few other folks, rising into prominence in the story, and that makes it great fun. So I would say that the pace of the stories, the characters, the well-rounded characters, the world building, these are all strengths in these novels. And if you look close at the picture, I won't be giving anything away because you see it when you buy the book. or at least this cover. That was a little fire lizard, and that's of course a genetically modified over millennia, I don't know millennia, but centuries. And from that little creature to that, just look at how far the tail goes. So, like I say, we did the first 4 chapters. This is the next 4, which I'll do next week. And then there'll be 2 more sections. I'm enjoying it very much, and enjoying hearing Elena's insights into the novel. I'll link her review of this first week here down below. And we got a little snow today, so we had to shovel and have brownies and hot cider and preparing for the winter. Seems to be a little late this year, unseasonably warm, but it looks like it's finally coming around to normalcy, at least to some degree. So, thank you, BookTube.